Mike McClure. This is Fight for Freedom. I'm trying to get some of this shit. So give me a second, Mike. Let me double check. You can go lay down, you dumb little bitch. Let me get Is it even gonna work here? Let me see.
Yeah, it should, buddy.
Oh, wait a minute. This damn fucking computer, brand new, and I shouldn't even be doing this. All right.
So that's what you got for Christmas. Brand new computer.
Let me double check. Do what now?
So that's what you got for Christmas. Brand new computer.
No, I've had this for 3 or 4 months. No, what I was saying, like, this is what I had, bro. These are fucking nasty, but I like the bottles. I got these right here, bro. Let me see if I can make sure I can see that. Bootlegger, Johnny Bootlegger. This one was raspberry.
I got Bootlegger Peach up there.
Yeah, and that's what I got. Here's the other one right here. That's the peach. Right there, boy. Told you I ain't lying. 211 over here.
This is new I'm trying out. It's pretty good.
I got a little bit. How come it is that when you drink all of it, there's still some in the bottom? This is the second time I did it.
I guess people are afraid to drink their afterwash. What I hear.
No.
Spit at the bottom.
There's none in here because I drank all of it. Then I put it down and there was still more in the bottle. Going, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
And you'll see this. The raspberry did the same thing when I just drunk it. There's a little bit right there. What the fuck is...
I've been drinking a lot more. I mean, not more often on my days off. Something for a relaxer and a mood stabilizer.
That's what I drink. I'm not a drinker either.
Me either. I mean, back in the day, yeah, I helped my cousin drink a 24, 48 pack of natural ice. When we went fishing, man, we used to, down one beer after the other. But nowadays, I just drink a couple cans here and there, and I'm done, done for the night.
Oh, you want to see what my girlfriend Kelly bought me? I told her to quit buying me shit, man. Look what she bought me, bro. She bought me 2 things. I'm trying to make sure it's on my... Okay. Pimped out Adidas shirt. The old-fashioned Adidas.
Nice, man. I like the old-fashioned Adidas. I used to rock the old-fashioned Adidas back in the day. Had the Baldwin, the Carolina blue shoes, Adidas, the old black and white Adidas long sleeve, the gray Adidas pants with the black stripes.
Yeah, and then she bought me the pants. She bought me a brand new Adidas shorts, or not shorts, but pants. I said, quit buying me shit.
Hey, she treats you good, man. Hold on to her. That's the main thing.
Why? Because she buys me stuff. She's fucking fun. She's fucking cool, man.
Man, she cares about you, man. Hold on to her.
Well, yeah. She supports what I do. She's calling this whole thing a hoax too.
Oh yeah, I just talked to Lori about a few minutes before you called, and she says it's all about control. I was like, yep, you're absolutely right. Lori Higginbottom, Bottom.
Oh yeah.
She was asking how New Year's and Christmas was, and I was like, well, it was good for the kiddos. They enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, and I got 2 more games. I got Left 4 Dead, the first one. playing Bioshock.
I heard that was a good one. Bioshock
Infinite.
That Viking Battle for Asgard is a pretty good game.
Battle for Ass Nuts.
It's pretty badass, man. It's hard as hell. But it's pretty badass because you can, after you rescue all the Vikings, they come in there and charge and do like a big game.
Battle for Ass Nuts. Oh, just checking the audio.
But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, it's a good game. After you rescue all the Vikings in each level, they go in for the final battle at the end of that level. But then you take on all the zombie hordes or whatever they are, and then you get if you collect the red skulls and the mana, you can summon the dragon once or twice, and the dragon comes in there and takes out a big crowd of them with a big flame. So it reminds you of, you ever watch Game of Thrones?
No, I know what you're talking about. Well, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
It reminds you of the battle between the Warriors of the North versus the White Walkers and the Dragon Queen and the dragon taking on them. That's what it reminds you of. So yeah, it's pretty badass as far as graphics and RPG play. But anyhow,
it looked good though. It looked good. Well, that's what I was telling. Like, I'll go back over this real quick. Is that's what I get all of these other groups. Is because you can't say something's a fact. This is a fact unless you got evidence. You can't say, oh, it's a fact unless you got evidence in order to support the statement of fact or facts, you have to have evidence. And these fucking groups that have all these followers on there are making up shit, allegations, suspicion. So basically, you can't call it conspiracy. Wouldn't even exist. It'd just be a fact. It couldn't be like a conspiracy fact. I mean, it could, like if somebody's calling you a conspiracy theorist and you say, well, it's a conspiracy fact. But in all, it would just be a fact because there's evidence. So conspiracy wouldn't even be in the anywhere within whatever. But yeah, but what you're saying is true because people are saying, calling us conspiracy theorists. It's not a conspiracy theory at all. When you got evidence, it's a fact. It's a straight fact. And I went off groups the last video. I mean, it's for fucking views is what it is. It's for views. It's for, they're shooting people with AIDS. Nobody knows this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this could be, it's a possibility, but they're going, this is fact. Well, so when they're saying it's a fact, then they got evidence to support it. I've never seen, and it pisses me off,
I heard of one story out of Australia that was talking about it, but there ain't no other substantiating stories or anything like that to support that one story. I have mentioned that in a video about Australia. In the shot, it caused AIDS. But what I do know for a fact, more than one person other than my coworker has said this. Right after they took the Pfizer vaccine, they got, sick with COVID. They tested positive.
Okay, well,
and they got really, really sick for a week or two.
Yeah. So they're a victim of it.
So point out with that is, they're going to force these vaccines mandatory. At first, it's persuasive and then they're going to make it mandatory. And they're going to get more numbers up because what they put in that vaccine to get more positive COVID results to scare more people into it, to herd people into it. That's what they're doing. So that's their gameplay right there. Scare more people into taking the vaccine, and then more people will take it because they're going to play it off as, well, this person had COVID. That's why we gave them the vaccine. Right after the fact, when they took the vaccine, they got COVID after. They're going to reverse the story and say they had COVID before and they had to take the vaccine. That's how they're going to trick people.
Aren't they going to say, aren't they going to say like, well, if you refuse to take it, that means that you have COVID, or I can't remember how they were stating it. No, I'm not taking it because it doesn't exist, you fucks. Greenbrier, that was the best video. That was the best video. I'm going.
Oh, did you see the most recent article I sent you? It's called the Gulag Bill. The bill insists that people that don't, well, they suspect after they contact trace people, if they suspect you of having COVID, or somebody saying, calling on you out of suspicion that you have COVID, they can send in the state to come and take you and put you in a detention camp. Yeah.
They're going to show me fucking evidence before they can do shit.
I heard Congress is in the works to passing that. They're in discussion. So, and what this falls on the guys of, the guy from the World Economic Forum, his last name is Klaus, I think. Klaus Schwab is his name, like Charles Schwab.
Like Santa Claus.
He's the one that's calling for all this crap with the vaccinations and all that, and taking people out of their home. Even the guy from the WHO organization, he was talking about months ago that he's like, if people don't want to take the vaccine or whatever, we can come to your home and drag you out of your home. That's what he said. He boldly said that. I'm not making this up. That black guy that works for the WHO with the glasses, you know who I'm talking about?
Maybe.
He said it openly over the news network.
Sounds like this sounds like somebody wants an ass whipping. This what it's going to come down to, Mike. Is we can't take them to court legally, so you can't. So the only thing we can do is start whipping some ass. There's nothing else we can do besides drag them out of their house, place of business, and beat their asses. That's period.
And,
I guess that's what they're wanting.
No, go ahead, man.
I mean, I guess that's what they're really wanting, because you cannot take these people to court to sue them. You cannot do absolutely nothing. So I guess they want people to come to their business, pull them out of their business, pull them out of their office, and beat their fucking asses out in the middle of the fucking street, because that's what I mean, what else is there to do? You're not going to get anybody to arrest these people.
And reason I called this video, reason why I want it called The Trap Is Set, is that's what it is. It's a trap. And people are falling for it. It's a psychological trap that they're falling for. And when they fall for this trap, they end up running into more traps that are already set ahead of time. And then before you know it, everybody's rights are completely taken away. And then we're a country that is fully, I wouldn't say communism, I would say fascism. Fascism is worse than communism and socialism. So our country's turned into a fascist state. Each state of the United States are turning into a fascist state. Sort of like if you go back and do the research with the Bolshevik revolution, they did the same psychological tactics on their citizens in Russia back then, making up propaganda to fearmonger people to give their rights away. Once they give their rights away, that means, the right to bear arms and the freedom of speech gone. I mean, you see that happening right now, with social media and stuff like that. Because I still got about 11 or 12 hours left before I'm off restriction for something I posted.
What was that?
I posted a meme about the mask wearing, and it said it violated community standards. So yeah,
they banned you for that.
Yeah, anything that has to do with that or the vaccine or anything, they're going to ban you for it. Or talking about Nazi Germany or Hitler. So what does that tell you?
You like the shirt? Kelly bought me this shirt too. I forgot.
So really, we're going into a trap. Now, what I was saying about,
Did you hear what I said? She bought me this shirt too, bro.
that's nice, man. I like that. Camouflage.
No, it's some weird designs on it, bro. I
It
don't
sure
buy
looks like,
clothes. I don't buy clothes, bro. I put on a bunch of weight. I said I was on a diet, and I said, who am I impressing? I ain't, fuck that. I'm 47. Whatever. I want to eat what I want to eat. And I eat crap. I eat junk, man. I was like eating like once a day, if that. And then I just went to, what I want to eat. So I mean, I can lose weight quick. It's easy because once your body's at one weight, unless if you got a high metabolism, like you would really have to work on it. Like if you wanted to put on weight, you would have to really sit down and work on it. Like you would have to eat so much shit. What's that, bro?
oh, I've been eating on this all day.
What is it? Looks like somebody's fingers or hand or
No, it's sesame seed chicken. We went to the Chinese restaurant, man. It takes you 3 servings before you can eat it. It'll fill you up. You eat it 3 times a day. That's how good it is. And it'll fill you up each serving. You get rice, I think, of rice with it, and big chunks of broccoli, the sesame seed chicken, and teriyaki sauce. Well, not teriyaki, the sweet teriyaki.
Yeah.
And man, that will fill you up. It's good stuff. If you're ever down this way, man, I'll take you to the restaurant, man. They make the best Chinese around.
Is the restaurant open?
You have to order. You can't dine in.
Well, that's better than nothing. And
But
that sounds damn good right now.
yeah, it is good. It's the best around here that I found. Within like a 2 to 3 hour radius.
Two, 3 hour radius. See, we probably ain't got anybody watching us like normal. Oh, I went off. It's me and Kelly went to Walmart. Was it yesterday? Sir, do you have? And I went off, dude. I went off. I said, it's not a fucking law. I said, it's not enforceable. It's not enforceable by any store because it's not a fucking law. Mask mandate or whatever. It's not a law. They can't enforce it.
Exactly.
And I told him it's an ADA. It's a $75,000 ADA violation that they refuse service. And the one girl sat there like, I said, I'm a part-time journalist, independent journalist. I said, I will report. I asked her what her name was. And I mean, it's different. If she would have been more polite, say, sir, I know what your beliefs are. Whether you believe it, that coronavirus exists or doesn't exist, to enter our store, you have to wear a mask. It's my job. I got to keep my job. I got to do what I'm told. No, it's a flat out, sir, you can't come in our store without a mask. Like straight up bitch. And that's where I flew on her. I flew on her like fucking Anderson Silva on what's he face.
Oh,
I was pissed, bro.
People need to buckle down and stand together and say we're tired of the BS and hurt back in the face. But it's like a double-edged sword at the same time. I mean, they're forced to enforce that or they get closed down by the state. Just like these small businesses, what pisses me off, man, I was watching a video about this guy in New York with his small business. He had a bar, and everybody was, social distancing and being responsible and whatnot. And then the state of New York went in there and closed him down, and that guy got a good lawyer, and they're fighting it. And more businesses, I mean, the citizens of each community, what I would suggest is boycott these big corporations that are being bullies, boycott them, and take your business elsewhere and support small businesses. That's what's going to take to, for our country economically to survive, is everybody in each community, staying toe to toe is like, no, we ain't got this happen.
West Virginia, nobody got us. Me and you might have a spine, but there's really, nobody that's going to do anything because, even if we did, everybody be arrested or shot or something. That's a fact with West Virginia. You are literally not allowed to protest on anything in West Virginia. I mean, something like this or something, of corruption wise. Now you can go for like protests like gay shit and how to treating gays. That's bad too, but that's not as deep as corruption is like the courts or like what we're going through now. The coronaviruses, the COVID. So yeah, you can go down and protest this gay shit, but that doesn't go directly into corruption. It doesn't, with the courts, everything's connected and all this other stuff.
And like I said before, the more numbers, I mean, if people in mass numbers, the only way it's going to work with the protest aspect of it. People in mass numbers exercise the First and Second responsibly. Or First and Second Amendment responsibly. Go there and say, hey, we're not going to take it. I mean, they really fear that rather than, let's say, 50 or 100 people, because 50 and 100 people, that's nothing to them. It's like peanuts in a circus. So if you get like a couple thousand or a million up there, raising Cain and tired of it, then they're going to loosen up their grip and let people have their businesses back. I mean, that's what's going to take. I mean, they have to stick with it. They just can't let off when they stick with it. Put the gasoline to the fire instead of just barely drop here and drop there. But that's not really doing nothing for the fire.
We got somebody in the chat say Fox Tommy Phil. Is he in our group?
I've been sharing it at different groups. Every group I can reach
It
out
says comment says revolution is the only answer now. Too much fucking talking. Sick of hearing the dribble. Let's get the job done, then talk. That's what he said. Well, wonder what he's doing about it. And you can't do anything about it. So the only thing right now is to expose it, because nobody's doing anything about it. There's nothing you can do. You have to make. So I mean, he's right. I've protested up here at the Capitol. People aren't understanding that it's not as simple as people think. The only thing that can be done is awareness, is protesting to get the message out, post on Facebook. So a revolution, who's going to, people can talk a big game. But there's really nothing we can do. I mean, to be honest, there's nothing. You got to place these pieces of shit under citizen's arrest and get them out of seat. But who's going to do that? So the only thing that we can do until a bigger, change comes, is to report it and expose it. We can't just go out here. It's not as easy as this person thinks that. Well, yeah, you have to talk about it because you got to get it out. That's the only thing anybody can do right now. So.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, a small handful of people ain't going to do nothing, but a bunch of pissed off, like thousands and millions of people, can do something.
That's the problem.
And that's all I'm saying. But there ain't enough people, because the majority of people is brainwashed from the corporate media. So they're at each other's throats, whether you're Democrat, Republican, whatever. They're both feathers of the same bird, but they buy into the illusion that Democrats hate Republicans, Republicans hate Democrats. So those people, those voters, they fight against each other, and that's why nobody's uniting.
Yeah. So you just,
they think, well,
go ahead.
So that's why, you got people, from BLM, against whites, or Jews against Christians, whatever. You can keep going on and on and on about all the different ideological classes. People are clashing amongst each other when they get past the ideology, and it's like, well, these they see it for what it is, face value. These politics in this country, these political ideologies are destroying this country, and we're fighting against each other because we're buying into the mainstream corporate media and these political parasites. And people can get, if they see, this is a bunch of bullshit, they can get past the bullshit and see we're being manipulated and used against each other as weapons to, take out each other.
Yeah, I mean,
they're doing that by design.
And you just can't, in a revolution, and you think about it, is yes. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm not trying to, disrespect this Fox. Yeah, he's in our group. Yeah, Fox, Tommy Phil, but yeah. So what I'm saying, I'm not disrespecting him. What I'm saying is there are so many conspirators that are involved in this. Hospitals, doctors, you got the fucking schools, of course, the legislators. So the only thing we can do right now is expose it, because they'll even come after you when you expose them on social media. You know what I mean? So just going, it's a very West Virginia. You just cannot do the shit like you can in other states. Other states like you have, like New York, they're protesting heavily over there. They're actually, taking action against judges and stuff. West Virginia, we don't have that luxury of somebody.
In the state of Oregon, in the state of Oregon, and this is a lesson, everybody can take a page out of. In the state of Oregon, 300 or more people went to the Capitol, and they was armed and everything. And for the longest time, until they, sent extra reinforcements in there, they got into the building, and one of the guys pepper sprayed one of the enforcers there to get inside the building. So they finally let them in there. So what's happening with the police? And I picked up about a year or two ago. Mr. Soros himself wanted to interfere in the election cycle of sheriffs on the local and state level.
Who was this?
Replace them with
Soros.
George Soros.
Okay.
Yeah. About a year or two ago, he was talking about, I was watching on Guns and Gadgets, where he wanted to replace cops that would fulfill the narrative of enforcing only what, the governor, the mayors say, rather than the good cops, that are few and far between that we have left, that will stand up, side by side with the people, in each community. So that's what's happening. They're ousting all these good cops. It's like, hey, they're telling these good cops that will stand up for us. If you don't do your job like this, we'll fire you, and we will replace you. Is what they're doing. So that's why you see a lot more videos like Questionable Authority go on there. It's a police law enforcement auditing site, and they take live feeds of different states and catching them in the act, of doing unethical procedures. So that's what's going on with the law enforcement. It's not that, a lot of cops that we had before were bad. It's the ones that were good are getting fired and canned, and are replacing them with ones that will, do everything to a T that their governors, mayors, or whatnot will ask them to do, rather than the ones that say, well, this is unlawful, unconstitutional, we're not going to do this. So that's what you're seeing across the country right now. And then, like I was saying, about the 6th, when people were going to the Trump thing, they're telling these good cops that over in D.C., there's a mayor there that's already made it where nobody can get a room there near D.C. All the other restaurants and everything will be closed down. The mayor ordered all the restaurants to be closed down around D.C. and all the hotels to be closed down. So when people go there, they're going to have a tough time, getting any food or anything. And also, what I hear too, straight from the horse's mouth, is they got a lot of roadblocks, to the Capitol. And I told people, been warning people, I was like, hey, don't be so quick to go over there without a game plan because it's a trap.
You mean up here in West Virginia? Are you talking up here to West Virginia? Or anywhere?
No, I'm talking Washington, D.C. On the 6th.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's not even... It's not that easy. That's what people are not understanding. You just can't... Yeah, you got to have a bunch of people. You got to have a game plan. You just can't show up. It's not as easy as people think it is.
Exactly.
It's... When they would protest up there, Charleston, there was like 6, 7, 8 of us. That's not anything, dude. You need half of the damn state up there throwing a fit.
Oh yeah.
You can't just like, oh well, let's go, dude. No. You gotta fucking.
The way I see,
go ahead.
The way I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's all right, dude. Go ahead.
The way I see the way I see things going, and it's I hope it don't go like this, but it's most likely the scenario is people are going to keep complying to the mask mandates, and then everybody's going to comply to the mandatory vaccines, and then the vaccine passports, and then after that, that's when they're going to come for everybody's Second Amendment. And that's what they're setting the trap for. And I'm trying to explain that to people. You keep complying to all these draconian laws, you're basically giving your rights over to a tyrannical regime of government. And then once that happens, then they can say, we live in a free country. They can say it to the blue in the face. No, we don't.
No, we never have.
What's happening now. What's happening now, the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, it's been probably since 1913 where the president back then, where he signed the rights over to the United States to the Federal Reserve to make it a corporation. That's when we lost our constitutional republic. If people go back and research it, that far back. And that's the main, main entities. I'm not saying, the only entities that they're causing this great reset. And this great reset is basically getting rid of all the world currency and making it digitally electronic, where you have to have your vaccination, your vaccination ID, and then you get a social credit score like China does. So if you say something, that offends or hurts a politician online, then they're going to get a bad credit score, and they cut off your money flow electronically through a card. And then you don't have no more income coming in. You can't buy food or nothing. That's what they're trying to do with the Great Reset. And people say, oh, that won't ever happen in America. There's too many people behind, the Second Amendment and all that will fight back. Well, where are they? If that's the case, where are they?
Yeah,
and if that's also the case, then why is everybody buying in to this pandemic event 201 Operation Lockstep pandemic? Why is everybody buying in and just giving their rights away over fear? But it's for your safety. The government says it's for your safety. Well, if it's for your safety, then how come only small businesses are suffering while big corporations like Walmart and, like, let's say the governors, like, for instance, Mr. King James that owns the Greenbrier, how come his business was open on New Year's and had thousands packed inside the Greenbrier? They wasn't social distancing. I seen some without even wearing masks. So if this virus is really serious as they say it is, then how come they wasn't following the own damn guidelines that it was mandating everybody else to follow?
Because it don't fucking exist. They're making
Right.
it up. Because it's not. It may exist, but we'll give them this. It may exist, but in these last 2 years, it has never existed. No. People's like,
it exists. It exists on a minor scale as far as, there's a 98.9 chance, according to other world statistics with the CDC and the WHO, survival rate. So there's, 1% or 2% or whatever is only going to get really sick and die from it. But with that being said, they're pushing it, making the numbers higher to hyperinflating the numbers to get the fearmonger people into believing the hype where, okay, we have to give, it'll be the right thing to do to give up some of our freedom for safety and in the means of safety, because the government cares and they care about our safety when they really don't, because if they cared about the safety, they would be following the guidelines exactly like they're enforcing on the people. And also, they wouldn't be closing down small businesses while Walmart and Amazon, all these other bigger corporations, along with, the governor's own business or the mayor's own business, would be locked down and closed down as well if it's really that bad of a virus.
yeah, nothing would be
They
open.
cared about the safety.
Yeah, nothing would be open. Everything was closed. Even fucking Walmart.
Exactly. And that's what I try to beat in people's heads in their thick skull. Like, look, yeah, there's all different types of coronaviruses out there. And, COVID, it could be either one of those, but we never locked down the whole globe before over it. We never shut down small businesses over it. And it's like, you see what's happening here? It's a political agenda. The World Economic Forum's in on this. The UN. I mean, you can keep on. China. I mean, all these entities and countries are in on this because, hey, they're making big money in destroying, small businesses and increasing the taxpayer, payout to them because they're making all these vaccines and that's coming out of our pocket. Our taxpayer money is going to these vaccine companies. So they're making billions and trillions of dollars off of it, the same way with the mask. But people want to argue, it's for your safety, man. It's for your safety. It's like, no, it isn't. Not when these politicians tell you it's for your safety. It isn't for your safety. It's about power and control and making profit. Because we're cash cattle. We always been cash cattle. If we wasn't cash cattle, then how come we got licenses? We have to have licenses to hunt and fish. It should be, something free. It don't say in the Constitution you have to have a license to hunt and fish. Or it does say in the Constitution that you have to have a firearm. In order to have a firearm, you have to have a license. It's all about power control and making profit. Just like getting a tag or vaccination on an animal, you worked hard for your money, you paid for that animal, but it's another way for the state to generate revenue. Or driver's license. It's another way for the state to generate revenue. We're tax cattle. That's what we are to these people. We're sheep. We're tax cattle sheep. That's why they look at you. Do they think you think they care about you? No, they don't. If they cared about you, then how come they're allowing these terrorist groups in here destroying cities all across the United States, and they're calling for defunding the police? They don't care about none of us generating revenue or driver's license.
There you go, bro. That's what I'm looking at it.
I'm right here.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm sorry, I'm getting heated up, man. I'm just
No, I'm not saying nothing, man. I don't give a shit. I tell people they like dicks. What I'm saying is what to do. I mean, like I said, you just can't go out here and just try to make a change. I mean, there has to be people in power to change. There is nobody that's in power that's going to make a change, so that's where we're stuck. So it's not as easy. He's going out here
And
and
what I
throwing a
heard
fit. You
about,
got to have him
and
placed under a citizen's arrest and have him removed. Period. It's the only way you can do it.
what I hear about the folks in West Virginia, they're probably going to get hurt about this, but I have to, be a straight shooter and tell it like it is. Reason why more people won't stand up in West Virginia is mainly because what happened to that David Long guy for speaking out. That's, because I heard, a lot of people got on to me about commenting on a page. A lot of people are scared. It's like, that's what they want. They want to instill fear in you, so you won't do nothing.
Yeah.
But if we all stand together as a community, as we as one people, don't matter what color you are. If you love America and you believe in freedom, then let's all stand together. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it.
Yeah, but there's probably 50 people out of 2,000 in a community that believe this shit is made up, and the other one. So you got to convince people first, and then form whatever, and then go from there. And that's the whole problem. I've tried to tell people, what kind, what's going on. Like I said, I have experience with corruption and everything else. I know what they do. I know exactly what they fucking do. But you got some people. So, it just takes a lot of things. You just can't say it's going to be a revolution. It takes a lot more than that. Like I said, we went up and protested. That absolutely did nothing. Of course, there's I don't remember. Like I said, 8 people maybe. Because nobody will protest because they know they'll get shot. They'll be arrested or something like that. That's a fact. They've already threatened that in West Virginia to begin with. So.
Yeah. And that's in small numbers.
Yeah, you got to have half of the fucking, like they did with the teacher strike. We can't even get that. These corrupted ass teachers. Remember that shit?
Well, now I will fairly defend some of them. Some of them are for the greater good, but there's ones that fall in line with, what they're told, whether it's morally wrong or not. But there's other ones that will morally and consciously make the right decisions. But they're few and far between, And people just got to get out of this, psychological fear state that they're in and say, hey, if we just sit here and, do nothing out of fear, then we're going to lose our country, and it's going to be basically like World War II Germany or Russia during the Bolsheviks revolution. And that's exactly, what's going on. The best way to dominate a people, and this is written in a document and even in some books, is psychologically instill fear in people psychologically. And if you can successfully do that to a mass population, then you can dominate the people. That's the psychological tactic that they're using on mass populations across the world. Except in some places, let's say New Zealand, or places like that, countries in the West, they don't figure the crap out, and thousands and millions of people were raising all types of Cain and wasn't having it, so they backed down real quick and let up off the the noose that they had around those people. And something that they don't want, that they fear, is everybody standing together. So the only way they can keep people from standing together is psychologically scare them to death and piss them off at one another, so they fight amongst each other, so we stay divided. That's their tactic.
Yeah, so I guess what we got to do is just form a militia, and form a militia in every county. There you go. But then we fall into people that you don't know who's connected into what. You don't know if somebody's. It's almost impossible to even to come up with a plan, because you got so many people that will yo, if you turn heel, we'll give you $10,000. You're like, okay, and then fuck everything up. So
No,
yeah, so I mean, you
it's
can't
not
trust the
only
militia. That's the whole problem now. Well, you don't know who to trust. Period. You don't know. Me and you are going to come up with this plan, but we get in contact what we think with somebody that's a patriot or whatever you want to say, but they end up working for the other side. Then you're screwed that way. I mean,
yeah.
I don't trust that many people. You
Man, I
got,
don't blame you. I mean,
they're
we
government
live in a
snitches.
society. We live in a society where money and bribery controls everything,
Not me.
and psychology. I mean,
No.
this is basically the principle of our society the last, couple decades at least, where they indoctrinated the education system. They indoctrinated, the news. They indoctrinated the scientific, system, the political system, the judicial system. They indoctrinated all of that where, everybody is, subservient, to follow those beliefs due to the indoctrination that they was put under, since as an early kid, what they was taught. And it's kind of hard to untrain the mind to see, outside the box what's really going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Of what's going on.
People believe everything. It don't matter. Some people you can't show them. Like I said, I've repeated myself. You know this. I always said it. Is you can show people evidence and you still can't convince them. It's like, here's, okay.
And you figure the documents you and me put out, actual proof, and they censor it, or why would our profiles get suspended if there wasn't the truth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they believe that,
So,
all fake news, the society we live in, this younger generation, all fake news is the news that gets censored or banned. That's what they believe.
oh yeah.
When really, all real news that talks about, what's really going on, that gets censored or banned, is the real news. And the fake news is the news that will never get banned or censored. So they use a reverse psychology tactic.
Yeah.
To get more people to buy the horse shit and see it, see the horse shit as, the golden trove of treasures,
Yeah.
rather than it being horse shit like it is.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, you got to convince. I mean, that's the biggest problem is convincing people.
But also, what I was going to say about the 6th, I didn't fit in there. National Guard is going to be there too to back up the enforcers at DC. So I told people, I was like, watch out, it's going to be a trap. Some people, it's like, took my word for it. Some people are just going to go in there gung ho, blindly. Because, why would political leaders encourage you to come up there unless they have an ace up their sleeve? Because
Exactly.
they lie, on a constant basis, and we done seen, the true collars of most of these political type people, what their agenda is.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they have an ace or two up their sleeve? So, if you go up there, all I'm going to say is be safe and look at your surroundings. And if it don't look, good, get out of there, because it's a trap.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're going up there, take your body cams. I'd take body cam. I'd take like a police body cam or some type of video recording. Stick that in their fucking face.
Exactly. Ow. Freaking hit my head. I'll show you what you need if you want to go up there. It costs you $40. I paid $40 for this thing. and it has a SD card. You see it?
Yeah.
It has an SD card. Get at Walmart. It only lasts about an hour or two. They only turn it on after you charge it on a charger. And then
How long does it last?
about an hour or two.
Okay.
Because it's a small camera, and it just don't have a lot of juice.
Or
Unless you have it plugged in.
well, people got phones. People got their phones broadcast it to Facebook.
Exactly.
Mess with those forearms, bro.
It's sort of like the double-edged sword. What I like to tell people is everybody that has a phone or a camera or whatever, videotape your surroundings. If you see something out of the ordinary, like, for instance, I have heard this for a fact, in some Democratic-controlled cities or Rhino Republican-controlled cities, police has been aiding Antifa and BLM and all that, protecting them.
The Black Ku Klux Klan. You got fucking white people with them. I'm not racist against any color, but I'm saying this. It's Black Lives Matter as a fucking Black Ku Klux Klan, and you got fucking dumb white people kissing their feet. I'm going, what's wrong with you, man? What the fuck's wrong with you?
They put this to rest too. Remember Lord Jamar? Yeah, a lot of people might disagree with him and be angry at him for what he said about.
He talking shit on Eminem. Yeah, he talking shit on Eminem.
But he also was truthful about the fact that BLM isn't for the black people. Because if it was for the black people, he mentioned in an interview, he said, how come BLM ain't supporting genocide of black babies or killing of black babies from, in the ghetto from other blacks or whatever?
Because it's all staged.
So
it's fucking staged bullshit.
But I'm not against blacks. Some of my good friends growing up were blacks. I mean, we liked, the same music. We played sports. I mean, we liked the same things. So I got nothing against blacks. I even, joke with them. Tell jokes back and forth. Sure, I met Chris Rock one time in Florida, man. I had him cracking up. I guess he was drunk or something. I was telling him jokes and stuff. He was laughing his ass off. And my favorite, basketball player of all time is Michael Jordan. So by no means I'm racist, and I listen to hip hop music sometimes too. So yeah, I'm definitely not racist. And not only that, but I got,
I guess I'm sort of racist. I guess I'm racist because I don't like white people. I don't like white people, to be honest with you. There's a lot of there's no black people that I actually dislike, but there's a lot of white people I do not like. I'm racist against my own color, and I can be that way. It sounds maybe ignorant, maybe not, but white people are fucking dumb. Dumb as shit.
Well, and not only that, but I got, mixed family and, blacks in the family. So, hey, I would defend, Puerto Rican, Mexican, blacks, if they was done right, defend them the same way I would defend any other color. But the fact of the matter is, the BLM and Antifa was a politically created group by George Soros and a Muslim woman that believes in Sharia law. That's the truth of the matter. So that's who is running the groups from behind the scenes.
Yeah, you can't get people. You can't get people to understand that. They refuse to. They refuse. They ignore it.
I'll drop the links on the page if people think I'm BSing about it. I mean, I'm being dead serious for, having a heart-to-heart talk with everybody out there listening. I'll drop the links. I'm not, BSing. And I have defended black people before when somebody said the N-word. It was like, hey, you don't say that shit. It's like, that don't fly with me. I don't like that word. You need to apologize and don't say that bullshit. I don't want to hear it no more. That's what I told him. Because one time where I worked at, there was this white feller that called collared feller. The N word is like, hey, cut it out. So that isn't nice to say. It's like, that's what I can tell you. Is you walk the other way. It's like, you walk the other way and leave him alone because he hasn't done nothing to you. And that was uncalled for. You need to apologize.
Yeah, and he might have an Uzi, so you might. I'm not racist either. Oh my God.
No, I mean, it's bullshit. People fighting against each other. We live in the same country, and we should, yeah, we have different color skin and we have different cultures for music and whatever.
If it wasn't for black people, fucking sports would suck.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There'd be no really. I mean, there's some funny white comedians, but I mean, overall, sports.
And Tiger Woods, man, he dominated golf for so many decades. I mean, he made the white boys look bad, man.
And people got more pissed off when what was his wife or was white. So he's just like kicking ass at golf and stealing white women. People didn't like it. Didn't bother me none.
I like Tiger Woods, man. Back in his prime, man, he was awesome. I bought a Tiger Woods game for PS2 years ago when I was a kid.
What was it called? Tiger Woods 02 or something?
Yeah, man. Me and my stepdad used to play it because Tiger Woods was our favorite player on the game. That's why I bought it, because it said Tiger Woods.
If you were racist, you would have bought the game.
Exactly,
I don't like
man.
Black people. That's Tiger Woods. Fuck that dude, man. Where's Jack Nicklaus is at? He's on the cover of it. I didn't fucking watch it.
And some of my favorite, artists, I can name are black. Lenny Kravitz was a rock star, but he was black. You got Jimi Hendrix. You got a lot of hip hop artists. Let's see, Mobb Deep, KRS-One, Busta Rhymes, Nas, Jay-Z, people like that.
What about Prince?
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Who else? What other? Oh, Denzel Washington's one of my favorite.
That's my favorite actor. Actors. Denzel Washington is my favorite actor. Yeah, dude, he's bad as shit.
I got like out of most of my movies, I got like Man on Fire. What's that football movie he played in? Remember the Titans? So he plays in a lot of good films. I like his acting. Chris Rock is another one. Kevin Hart. And most of my DVDs have black.
Cuba Gooding Jr. when he played radio. That shit was funny.
Cuba Gooding Jr. He was a good actor. So, yeah, I'm definitely not racist.
I don't care. People dislike me to dislike me, so I don't even care. You're like, I don't like him. Why? I don't know. He wears his hat backwards. I don't like him. Give me a break, man. I'm 47. I don't care. I don't dress to impress somebody. I dress the way I want to dress. You know what I mean?
Well, you be you, man. Don't worry about what
exactly. Unless if you got to go in for a job or something. Then I'll wear nice clothes, maybe.
And if I was also, I'll make another point clear. If I was racist, when I used to live down the street here from where I'm at now, we had that bad flood. I went and checked on my neighbor, which had 4 feet of water in her basement. She was a black lady. She was an older black lady. I made sure she was okay.
They use your skinny ass as a raft. Get on, motherfucker! 4 foot, you're still 6'2" out of the water.
But I risked my life to make sure she was okay. I walked through that 4 foot of flood water. Black lady. She was the oldest black.
Yeah.
Because I care about each and every individual. That's good people. It don't matter the color of your skin.
I've had a white judge. It's
It don't matter.
garbage. All my attorneys were white. They were garbage. I keep going. I don't like white people. There's not been one black person I could say it's ever done me wrong. None.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here.
But you have fucking people that are so ignorant that just I don't even know. Ooh, I like that. You know what I'm looking at? We change subject here. I might get a ping pong table. Trying to look at an 8-foot.
Yeah, it's got-
I'll fucking whoop some ass with some ping pong. But Jesus,
that sounds fun. I'll tell you something I used to have since you're talking about ping pong. Foosball.
yeah.
I used to have a foosball table in Riverside West where I used to live. And I'd play, mom and dad, my sister, man. And they get upset sometimes when I win. Like, dang, you're cheating. Because I get good at it because we only didn't have a foosball table. We had one of those 1887 pool tables with the drop pockets. I was getting pretty good at pool, man. I practice every other day.
I gotta check out.
You froze up, dude.
I did?
For a minute, you did.
I'm probably not. I'm looking at a video. Oh, I gotta go back. I'm looking at a video. Ping ponging. We ping pong in the video. Let me see. Okay. See how big that table is. Am I still freezing up?
No.
Let me see. Adjustable legs. Let me see how big that is. 6 feet. I think regulation's 8. Trying to see how it looks 6 foot. Full aluminum construction. Pro spin. You see the little Chinese motherfucker? Oh my God. Or like MMA type freaking ping pong, slamming that ball and it goes over their head and they're running. They freaking hit it over their head and it hits the other side of the table and go, oh. The amount of practice that goes into being that good, I can't even imagine. You hit overhead. You cheat. No, I didn't. You suck. I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm looking
at. I'll tell you what. Asian people, man, are hilarious. There was this one guy I used to work with us where I worked at. They called him Filipino, man. He'd have jokes out the yin yang, man. It was hilarious. I miss that little guy, man. He reminded me of Jackie Chan. It's like, Jackie Chan, how's it going, man? Is it what you call me? So I call you Jackie Chan because you're like Jackie Chan, man. You're all over the place.
Oh my gosh, we can play ping pong and cards on the same table.
Oh, something else I wanted to bring up. Did you get that article about that one article about the planetary magnetic field alignment where I guess Jupiter and other planets are lining up with the Earth and it's going to cause 2 magnetic pools on the Earth?
Mm-mm.
So that's something else, another angle to look at. I have a suspicion. I'm not going to say I'm right or wrong about it. My suspicion is another reason why they're doing the lockdown. The real reason is not only for this pandemic for power control, is because of the planet alignment and then what the magnetic fields can do to the planets if they pull 2 different directions. It can cause more earthquakes and tremors on the planet. And you also got to think, why does all these elites have bunkers in New Zealand and the government has bunkers all across the United States, about 100 and some bunkers across the United States? You got to think about that. Yeah, potentially could be like a nuclear war or something scenario, but also do you think about natural disaster from space as well? So that's another angle I've been looking at and researching because it made me curious about it. Like, well, that would make sense. And NASA ain't going to, come out right and say that, hey, everybody needs to hunker down because this magnetic pole shift with the planets aligning with the, Earth and all that. And then also, they was talking about a bunch of asteroids here last month or so. Smaller asteroids have been hitting the Earth, but they haven't been reporting it. And there's a couple big fragments out there that's coming close to the planet.
Your ass will get destroyed. Did you say your ass will get destroyed?
No, I said asteroid.
Oh.
You've been drinking way too much, man. To cut you off.
No.
But I'll tell you something interesting to look up. It's about a decade or so ago. I've been doing research on it. It's called there's a giant comet or asteroid called Hipparchus. And it's a couple miles wide. If it would hit the Earth, it would cause extinction levels like, what happened with the dinosaurs. Like, let's say something like that hit in the ocean, right? So if it hits in the ocean, it will cause these big giant tsunami waves, and not only that, but the dust for, I don't know, a couple of weeks could block out the sunlight for a month or two, depending on how big, the asteroid is or comet or whatever. But look up Hipparchus.
Your ass will get destroyed.
I'm twisting my words, dude. That's not what I said.
I swear that's what you said. You said if you bend over, I'll destroy your ass. Okay, anyway. Oh, shit.
No, flap your silver. A bobblehead.
No, you wouldn't do that.
No. See right there?
What's that?
Don't get me in kung fu style, man. You see this hand? No, it's too quick for it.
Man, you want some crack, bro. I'm just downloading a bunch of stupid shit. I'm downloading some more wallpaper.
So yeah, I follow everything that I find interesting, as far as the scientific, outer space stuff. I find that interesting stuff. But with that Project Bluebeam I was talking about, they're eventually going to pull that card sooner or later.
Project.
Because they got satellites up in space. And those satellites, what I hear, they could basically shoot out an image like a movie projector would, and make it look like there's UFOs and stuff in the sky.
Yeah, I've seen something about like that. Yeah.
So that's how easily, with the propaganda and the illusion of the propaganda, they can manipulate and fear people into complying to more draconian laws and lockdowns and measures. So that's a trump card, so to say, that they'll pull in the future if this trump card that's being played right now, the pandemic, doesn't pan out real well. So I've been studying all their moves that they're planning.
You've been studying their moves?
Yep.
You're funny, bro. I'm just in a laughing mood. Oh, I just changed.
Gotta have a little bit of fun. I mean, this world's shit anyway. So, I mean, make the most of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, best thing to do, confront them.
I mean, you have to have a little humor in life. I mean, everybody's too grouchy nowadays. I mean, everybody needs to lighten up a little bit.
That's never going to happen. You're a conspiracy theorist. No, I ain't, motherfucker. Oh well, I'm not the one that's going to be. I'm going to be. Me and you will stand, and when a lot of people are freaking dead because people believe everything. So we got that going for us at least.
Yeah. And I try to reach out to people, because I care about people, man. I mean,
Yeah, I
a
do
lot of these
too.
people I try to reach out. A lot of these people I try to reach out to are kin folks or friends or people with families and stuff. It's like y'all. It's like I don't mean to poke the bear, but we're all getting played here, and they're looking at you like you're an idiot. And I'm just trying to tell you what they're doing, what they're already doing, what they want to do next, and thereafter.
People are just stupid, bro.
But the way I look at it is the time when more people wake up, it's going to be too late when it all unfolds, and you know. Oh yeah, did we talk about Jim Justice being affiliated with the Qatar military out of Saudi Arabia? See, he brought them in 2 years ago to train with the National Guard. So that got me thinking, what is all the possible scenarios for them training with the West Virginia National Guard? I just want, ideas and opinions here because I don't know unless, you know, I have a thought on it. They could use it for, when civil unrest happens or whatever. But that's my thought on it. I could be wrong, but that's a thought.
Hell, who knows? I don't know. I think maybe he's just a scared fat man. So he has to have all this protection. Go arrest him. They're talking about me on Facebook. Who knows, man?
Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to live in a free country, and I still, deep in the back of my mind, freedom of speech. I still believe in that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, talking with you about all the issues that are going on and who we can, educate and help out in the process.
I'm trying to
So, this is not only, educational type video, but also a video that's very informative to let you know what the facts are from the fiction that you're being told.
Yeah. Well, it's too late for a lot of people. It's too late for a lot of people. They gonna listen. Don't you say okay?
And I'm worried because some close people that I know, they went ahead and took the vaccine after I warned them. So I'm worried. I've been worried for a little bit because they're real close type people.
Well, you warned them.
So that's the boat.
You warned them. That's not your fault, bro. It's not your fault, bro. You warned them and said, "Hey, man, take a shot. You're gonna turn into a fucking hairless chicken." Oh, I don't believe you. And then they're hairless chicken. You'd be like, "I told you."
Right.
So it ain't your fault. Don't feel bad. Don't get upset. You warned them. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we shall listen to Mike."
It's not. I'm not so much upset with them. The truth of the matter is, I'm upset that these lying criminals out there have got so many people scared to do things like this, and it ends up not only ruining their livelihood, but also endangering their life. That's what I'm upset about.
Now I'm saying they're just cowards, man. That's it.
Oh yeah. So that's the boat.
So I mean, I try to warn people. You know, Kelly, she listens to me. My mom listens to me. So if people don't want to.
Yeah,
People don't want to listen. You just okay. You tell them once, and they don't want to listen. Say okay. Say I'm done with you.
the ones I'm the hardest on is people, you know, that I would say in the inner circle, because I care that much, you know, more because I knew them from a lifetime. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, you know, kind of hard, you know.
Mm. Yeah.
Trying to think what else to
You can fucking.
touch up on here.
That's what I'm saying is, man. For some people, you cannot convince them. It doesn't matter what you do. How many fights you get into them, get with them, show them evidence. You just can't convince them because they're just dumb. I know a lot of people that are just dumb. Period. Here's the evidence. You don't, well, I don't believe you. Okay. You know, that's not my fault.
It's not the only aspect that, you know, they're being dumb. It's they're acting out of fear. They're not thinking logically. They're not putting one cent together with the other one. They're just acting on the spur of the moment out of fear.
I don't know.
And so therefore they're not thinking logically, and they go ahead and do it. And then in the long run, it'll cost them because they went ahead and did it anyway. So yeah, some people do it as being dumb because they believe everything they're told, and other people do it as being fearful of believing the fear propaganda machine. So there's two different aspects of that. Trying to think here. Oh yeah. So if me and you are lying about everything we're talking about, how come people like Fauci and even the CDC too, how come they keep retracting their stories 24/7? At first they tell you not wear a mask because it doesn't help protect you from coronavirus, and then they say, well, wear your mask. And then they also say, well, even if you take the vaccine, after you take the vaccine, you still have to wear your mask and social distancing.
Because
So right there, that tells you, you know, that it's not going to work. That tells you right there is power control. And also another thing, why is it? You can look this up. This in documentation is written in the books. Why is it that these companies that are producing these vaccines and these politicians have a liability clause to protect them from getting sued or in trouble after you take that shot? Right?
Yeah. Well,
it's really about safety, y'all. They keep preaching about safety, but they
just
don't want to
keep
get
watching.
sued.
These same people watch mainstream media 24/7. That's the gospel.
Yep.
To these people, mainstream media is the gospel. Dumbasses, whatever.
Yeah. I just want to point that out again. I mean, we're doing the same thing with the opposite of the mainstream media. They repetitively tell you the lie after lie. We are repetitively telling you the truth after truth, fact after fact.
Yeah.
So I'm figuring with that logic, maybe we can pound some more sense in the folks' heads. The mainstream media isn't your friend. It will never be your friend.
I don't watch mainstream. I haven't watched mainstream media since what 2014.
The last time I really watched news, got into it. I mean, really, is when what's his name? Larry King Live was on CNN. Larry King Live was a pretty good CNN anchor. Now he's on RT. RT's a pretty decent news. Sometimes they get it wrong, but they tell other things that are happening across the globe that mainstream media won't cover. So,
Yeah.
a few people like, let's say like Larry King Live and other people like him, that was, the last of your good mainstream media anchors that we had before, corruption really run rampant as far as the media aspect goes of it in the mainstream. And then what's his name? I can disagree with some of the stuff he does. That guy that runs the Blaze, he used to be a Fox News anchor, and he exposed Soros and all of his dirty money ties and everything, and he got fired after that.
Who was that? You don't remember?
The guy that runs the Blaze, you have to look him up. I forget his name. But there's also some things that he talked about and put out that I disagree with. But for him doing that, I respect him for it.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times they'll get into that position where if you don't fucking lie, then you will not be working for the government again, and you got a family, and we're going to take that from you.
Exactly.
You'll never work for the government. You'll never hold a government job again. So get your word flip flopping, and they start flip flopping, coming up with you going, wait a minute, this dude's acting weird.
And then something else that I found, I guess a day or two ago, I found out that Julian Assange, thank goodness, this ain't going to happen. He got it to where the UK won't extradite him to the United States, because if he gets extradited to the United States, they're going to prosecute him, and he'll probably end up, dying in prison.
Who's this?
Julian Assange, the guy that dropped the WikiLeaks with the corruption in the U.S. government. So, yeah, that guy right there, he's a true hero. I respect that guy.
Oh, so he exposed them, so they're going to, what do you say, committed a cyber crime or something?
Yeah, because he exposed corruption with HRC. You know who HRC had her, she destroyed her hard drives with a hammer. So supposedly, as she says. And then also he exposed the corruption in the military-industrial complex. So, yeah, he's wanted, big time. Same way with Edward Snowden over in Russia. They want him back here tried under the courts. So people like that, man, they're few and far between, but at least they got the balls to stand up and, get the truth out and let everybody know, hey, this has been going on. Y'all need to know about it. And heads up.
TTS.
Same boat Thomas Deegan was in, I respect him for what, he, did all he could do.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. You just can't, You just can't fucking start a revolution. You can think about what happened to these fucking people that tried it.
Yeah.
In prison for a year now.
because
He's lucky he got out. Thomas Diggin. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. You just can't. You gotta have a bunch of people. You gotta plan this stuff out. You just can't go. Well, let's go commit a do a revolution. You just can't do that. You can't do it that way. Thomas Diggin, he tried it. They got him for false allegations of being a terrorist, making terroristic threats
Now,
to the governor, and he didn't.
Mark Halburn, that guy, he's a joke. He claims to be this patriot, right?
That dude, yeah, guess who he's working with? P for P.
P for P. Yep. And the only reason I got in P for P back in the day is when I met you. You introduced me there, and I was loyal to you because you got me in. And once we got wind of what's going on there, I hopped out there right after you did.
Yeah. Oh well. I'd rather be broke than be contracted. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is the bitch is contracted in with CPS because she's a CPS mandate reporter. She proved that by posting that certificate. Why would you post that? It says New York, was it Children and Family Services on it. That's what that is. She gets I heard that she gets $90,000 a year. That's what I heard, that she's contracted in with them. That's why she's able to do all this stuff. Go all over the fucking country or wherever.
Somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Yep.
She's connected in with the corrupt courts. Her book is made up. There's no evidence of being in court, except for the times. Yeah, there's no history of any such court records, except when she's trying to file something against the judge, which was funny. She's connected into these corrupt judges, corrupt attorneys. It's a fact. She's a mandated reporter for CPS. So I'm not making it up. She posted it.
Yeah. I mean, if they post it and say it out of their own lips, then that's what they said and that's what they post. I mean, you can't make that up.
Not if they've already said it. It's not defamation either.
And those type of people, regardless of whoever they are, if they say something like that, they're only the people that can't, rub 2 cents together, two pennies together, will buy into it. The people that have common sense will hey, something fishy going on here.
Yeah.
It's they did say that, and they did do that. It's I ain't buying this.
Well, it's fucking weird because on the West Virginia Fight for Freedom West Virginia page, I think we got some stalkers. We got 60 people that like this, 71 people follow this.
Yeah.
So we're probably being watched. We're being watched by these fuckers in West Virginia. I could really care. You know what I mean? I could really give two shits.
I mean, regardless with that, you got 60 people that like it or whatever. That happens to every other, podcast or news outlet. You're going to have the ones that dislike it or just buy and watch, and then you got the ones that like it. Hey, these guys are shooting it to the point and trying to unfold everything as it's unfolding.
Oh shit! I've been freaking followed all over Facebook by the courts, by CPS, my son's mother, the fucking attorneys telling me to take my shit down. They said it was a violation of state law. It's not a state law. There's no state law that exists that you can't post court records online. It wouldn't be a state law. It'd be like a social media law. Doesn't exist.
Exactly.
I was like, I ain't taking shit down. I didn't post everything. I should have. I didn't. I ain't afraid of these sons of bitches. I just got no time to fool with them anymore.
You know, I mean, facts are facts. I mean, there ain't no sugarcoating the facts. You know, if you're in it for the truth, you're either all in, you know, put all your chips on the table, or you don't. I mean, it's a gamble.
So either
I mean,
you got balls, you don't got any balls. It's one of the two.
Yep.
Or you're working for the government.
I mean, the way I look at it is, you know, to do the right moral thing is to tell the truth and get the, you know, information, the facts out. And the immoral thing is to lie about it and keep sweeping it under the rug. And that's what they're all about. They get a big paycheck for doing that, so that's what they're all about. And like, well, we'll just keep sweeping it under the rug because we're getting paid, and you know, as long as we get paid this big money, that's all we're going to do. Told what we're told to do.
And just start doing Google Earth on where these motherfuckers live. It's not against the law. It's public records. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This one that, you know, is using your taxpayer money to pay for things that you didn't consent to or approve of, yeah, they're over there. Yeah, just go visit them if you're not happy about it.
Shit.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they do illegal tracking anyway. I mean, we're tracked, you know, the courts will, like, what they did to me, they tapped my phone, which is a fact. I've seen my phone actually 5 feet away on the arm of the freaking couch, turn on, go to the main screen and actually dial a number without me even touching it. Yeah, it's I've had it in my pocket do that too. CPS will stalk you. They'll go to your children's school. I mean, you got yeah. So I mean, law enforcement taps your phone. They do it all the time. It's illegal as piss. Putting tracking devices on your car. I mean, it's done all the time. So it's nothing new. They just now there's the technology is that much greater now that they can just fucking, you know, whatever they're doing now. And it's a lot easier for them to do certain, you know, things that they did in the past, but it makes it a lot easier. So, I mean, them tracking us, they've done it for years in just different ways.
You know, I seen on what was it? What did I call it? The Authority channel. I forget the name I mentioned earlier. Where they audit law enforcement stuff. Where it showed this one episode where a guy had a tracking device planted on his vehicle to track his movement and where he's being, you know, tailed and all that.
People just need to wise.
So yeah, that is illegal, and they've been doing that probably the past 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, and law enforcement will actually go to your cell phone carrier or whatever, like AT&T or whoever it will. They'll get records illegally. They do it all the time. I mean, now they're doing it different ways, you know, now because of technology. Like I said, technology is much greater, but like they've been tracking us for years. Your social security number is probably the number one thing. As long as you got a social security number, you're tracked. I mean, period.
Well, what do you think the 5G is implemented for?
Fuck, I don't know. Look, you know, look at my 5G
ass. 5G is implemented for police state.
So what is for? I'm scratching like hell.
So basically, with the 5G being implemented, you know, not only they could use it, you know, turning up the frequency to fry you, but they could use it to track your every move. I mean, they got cameras, believe it or not. They got cameras in a lot of different light posts in different cities, probably smaller towns, where they could, you know, just be behind a computer and see, you know, where you're going to, coming and going to, and then not only that, but
Oh,
pick
yeah.
up conversations and all that.
That's been going on. Oh, yeah, that's been going on for years.
So what they want to do with this new world order, stuff is they want to connect it into a system called quantum computing, which is the Internet of all things.
Like Quantum's Leap.
So with Internet of all things, how it works
Mm-hmm.
is with this technology implemented with the 5G and all that, they're able to look up your social media, records, who you talk to, who you're affiliated with,
Yeah, I don't
what you say online, and then if old Big Brother is pissed off about something you said the wrong way,
yeah,
then hey, they're going to send them in there. Hey, pick this guy up and take him off.
or call the bank and fuck with his checking and savings account, or do something. That's what they do. That's what they do because they're cowards. They don't go toe to toe with you. They go through other persons, like your doctors, schools, try to screw with you any way possible because they're cowards, bro. They're cowards. And I hope they're listening. They all cowards. Oh yeah, I don't care if I'm followed. I mean, what the hell am I? I don't give a shit. Whatever they want to. Like I said, I'm nobody important. They can follow me. They can do whatever they want.
And what do you think this contact tracing bill is? Hey, to track your movement. And hey, if you have a sneeze, like that, this guy must have COVID. Let's go pick him up. They want an excuse to come pick you up. And then take you off. Because with that gulag bill that, they're working on, in the process of passing, that's exactly, what they're trying to do.
Do whatever they want. I mean, they're going to do it regardless. There's no way of stopping it. I mean.
So what the United States has turned into, is a banana republic. So this is the final nail in the coffin. I mean, this is all the chips are in, and if all the chips are in, and if we don't counter, that big gamble, then we're all in for a rough ride. I hate to say it, but it's the way it looks.
Well, they can follow me. They don't want to come up on my doorstep and start running their mouth. I'll tell you that much. People usually fuck with me outside. I don't know who they are. Social Security Administration, or they through the schools. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't care. I care for other people, but they can follow me. They can do whatever the fuck they want to. They already stole my life anyway from me, starting at ground zero again. So whatever. So fuck this state.
I mean, people, that tell the truth, I respect. And that's, you have to have balls in this, brave new world that we're in. You have to have balls to get the truth out there. I mean, there'll be, believe it or not, there'll be some law enforcement out there or agencies or agents that will respect you for doing that because, you care about that founding document of the Constitution. You care about freedom. And then you got those ones out there that they are shields, for tyrannical leaders that will do everything in their path to, make life complicated for another person. So, the truth and the right thing, the cost of that, means that, for me and people like me and you, that means everything to us, doing the right thing and, truth out.
Yeah, something you can do.
Like them.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing we can do, we're not in the government, so that's the only thing we can do. We need somebody inside the government that's going to do something. That's the only way something's going to get done. That's the only way something's going to get done.
And I got a couple ideas. I shared some links. I shared a link that could help small businesses out, but the something Liberty.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't listen to you, Mike, because they called you a conspiracy theorist. Hey, we know how you can get your business back on the ground. Oh, you're not an attorney. Okay, fuck it. forget about it then. Whatever.
But I shared the link. I forget the name of it. I shared the link in the group. So hopefully people will check into that. Small businesses. I put that out there to help them out. People that wants to join the organization and help. They're a bunch of like-minded small businesses type people that have enough donated funds and funds they set aside to start this organization. I think it'd be a good thing to more people sign on to that, and back each other up. So, little pockets here and there, the ones that are awake and aware, they are trying to make a difference, although it's a small difference. If you build onto it like a snowball, accumulate it, then it can get bigger than, what it is.
Yeah.
You just got to find a way to, accumulate and make, that movement or organization bigger. Therefore, it can be effective if used in the right, utilized the right way.
Yeah. People is fucking gay. I'm just looking. I don't know. Whatever, you know what I mean? Follow me. Follow because the tip of the trail, the stage of the cage, the mic of the third wheel. That's Rakim. Whatever they want to do, bro, they can do it. They can do it. They can do it because I'm moving out of West Virginia. It's like, y'all kiss my ass in this state.
No, Ohio was a bad state too. So
yeah, but they don't know. I know that. You know what I'm saying is, but they don't know me in Ohio. They you know what I'm saying? It's bad everywhere. I can go to New York and get fucked. I can go to Ohio, but nobody knows me. I don't have any. You know what I'm saying? So all my doctors and all it was West Virginia. That's where I'm getting screwed at. Social Security Administration, West Virginia. That's where I'm being screwed at.
What I'm saying is, I have heard stories that Jim Justice has spies in other surrounding states.
I'm sure he does.
That's in cahoots with the government there. That's what I'm saying.
It's not going to be as bad as it is here. I guarantee that. I don't give a fuck where he does,
Right.
I don't think there's any. I mean, there might be states that are bad, but I can't even think of any states that's worse. It's more worse than West Virginia. New York, not all New York is corrupt. They're doing something with judges. West Virginia, we don't have that luxury. They're not the entire frickin' state. It's not a couple judges, like I said. It's not a couple legislators. It's not blood. It's the entire damn state. It's a fact. Ohio, I'm just going to go for like New York, which is a very corrupt state. But that state, they even have attorneys that are going after law enforcement. You have some parts of the state's Office of the Inspector General in New York are going after individuals. West Virginia, we don't have that luxury. So New York is no more corrupt. You got Ohio, you even got judges that are doing lives from their fucking courtroom. They don't do that in West Virginia. There's no place. It's a black judge. I don't know if he's still a judge on Parachute, that social media site. He does lives from his courtroom to Parachute social media during hearings. Of course, it just shows him, but he's live and talking and everything else. I'm going, damn, that's cool. No judge in West Virginia has ever done that. So,
Yeah, I agree with all that. But the governor there in Ohio is, believe it or not, I'm not defending the King James by
Mike
any
DeWise
means,
or
but
something like that, DeWise or DeWeese or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, he is far worse as far as lockdowns and all that goes.
But the legislators took his power from doing that shit too. The legislators actually
Yeah.
took his power. Yeah,
So that's another. I mean, you got many different angles to look at here.
the legislators aren't corrupt like they are in West Virginia and Ohio. The legislators are telling Mike DeWise, no, you ain't doing that bullshit. You're not locking down everything. We're not going to allow you to do that. West Virginia, they're just letting him letting Jim Justice run rampant all over the damn state without doing shit. That's a law. If you don't wear your mask, you're breaking law. It ain't a law. You ain't doing nothing. You know, Ohio, they're doing something. The legislators are doing something. When you got the legislation being corrupt, man, oh boy, you got a problem, and that's what we dealing with in West Virginia. They're just saying, shit. So New York isn't more corrupt than West Virginia. Ohio is not more corrupt than West Virginia. No, because they're actually trying to do shit. Their legislation, their certain districts of their Office of Inspector General are actually throwing judges and law enforcement in fucking prison for the shit they're doing. Again, we don't have that luxury in West Virginia. No. Don Blankenship never went to prison, law free.
Only time we had somebody thrown in prison was it last year or year before last? I think it might have been a year before last. Is that correctional officer over at the women's prison where he beat and raped women over across the river from where I'm at? He went to jail for a long time.
But did he actually do it? Did he actually do it though?
Yeah, they did. But
did he admit to it? I mean, did he? I mean,
RDAP Dan. He's the one that does the YouTube, and he's in. He knows a lot of laws and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of evidence and reports on that. If you look him up, talking about the correctional guard over in the women's prison in Alderson.
Wow, that's pretty strange. They didn't slap him on the wrist.
Yeah, he's going to jail for a long time, what I hear. So that's one case out of thousands of millions that actually went through like it's supposed to, as far as on the law side of things and judicial.
Now, there was somebody that didn't like him or something, because usually something like that's covered up about all the time in West Virginia. So there's somebody must not really like this guy or something. Or somebody was paid a lot to put this guy behind bars if he actually did do it. So, yes, this would be a very 1 in a trillion cases in West Virginia that they did something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, there's 1%. So,
I mean, that's one case I could be like, hey, something was done, but all the other cases, I see a lot of what you pointed out. Consistencies and things not adding up. Like you said, it has to have that fine sealed document and all the signatures and timestamp on there, or otherwise it's invalid.
It's fact.
Just like with the Don Blankenship.
Yeah, we seen that. I proved that shit. I proved that. They said it was filed. It had that typed out top file. That doesn't make it a legal court binding document, just because it has to have all the shit on it, just because it has, like, even if it has all the right signatures, it has the right stamps on it, still doesn't mean that it's legitimate. I have I have 2 documents that were filed that has all the right stamps on it. The judge's signature is still in court. We were still in court, but it still wasn't filed because the circuit clerk's office didn't have any of my documents filed in there. All my attorneys had them. So what we seen with Don Blankenship was a mock fucking trial. What we seen with Lawfrey was a mock trial. They were fake. They do it that way. They did it to me.
Yeah.
They couldn't beat me. They're punks. They suck.
And that's how, that's how it goes with that. I mean, you see, it's a repeated process.
Oh, it's the same shit. They've used that same process for years. If you don't know what the document's supposed to look like, if you don't know the process, you don't know how you take a case into court, what's to be filed. You can fool anybody. It fooled me until I started learning the laws.
Find a tinker. That's what it boils down to.
And once you learn the laws, it's so easy to pick off. It's just like
Mm-hmm. So you want to cut this?
Yeah.
Cut this? Okay.
Yeah, we've been on for about an hour and 50 minutes. This is Richard Provost.
This is Mike LaFleur. Remember, fight for freedom and never back down.
All right, Mike. Thank you for being on.
Thanks for having me on, man.
All right. Peace.